As Oscar winner Kevin Spacey is facing growing allegations of sexually assaulting teenage boys, Daily Mail has uncovered nearly 2 decades-old pictures of the House of Cards star cuddling and massaging a young man in a public park. They were taken the day before Spacey won his Best Actor award for the 1999 movie American Beauty and years before he came out as gay on October 29. The intimate pictures show Spacey, then 41, taking the unidentified 21-year-old male model into the hills above Topanga, California, close to where the star grew up. They were originally published in a tabloid magazine, but have since disappeared from view as Spacey, now 58, kept up his facade of being heterosexual. But now Daily Mail has unveiled the pictures that have lain hidden for more than 17 years, where the famed actor is seen cuddling, massaging and putting his head in the young man's lap in broad daylight. The images were taken on Saturday, March 25, 2000, by a paparazzo who was following Spacey, who was the clear favorite to take home the Oscar the following day. The sequence of photos begin with Spacey, accompanied by the younger man, buying magazines, including Entertainment Weekly and Us Weekly that were covering the Oscar races. The pair then headed to Oakland Memorial Park and climbed up on a rocky crag where they lay down and began an intimate rendezvous. The two are seen perched on the rocks observing the view, leaning against each other while pointing out the sights. Spacey then repositions himself behind the younger man and starts rubbing his back and shoulders, in an apparent massage. Things head south when Spacey is seen leaning over the man's torso and puts his head in his lap for several photos before resting his head on the model's stomach. Afterwards, Spacey cuddles up next to the young man with his head in his arms. Spacey puts his jacket back on and the two men are then seen coming out of the park, with Spacey wearing sunglasses and a hat. The telling images were some of the first public indications that Spacey was hiding his true sexuality, which he worked hard to keep out of the public eye. Spacey says he is now taking the time necessary to seek evaluation and treatment after the latest round of sex assault allegations, and DailyMail.com learned that he has checked into the Meadows facility in Arizona, the same facility where Harvey Weinstein has sought treatment. Spacey refused to comment at the time about these images. Spacey's downfall started in late October when actor Anthony Rapp accused him of making a sexual advance towards him in 1986 when he was 14 and Spacey was 26. His claim has been followed by others making similar accusations. "He picked me up like a groom picks up the bride over the threshold," Rapp told BuzzFeed News. "But I don't squirm away initially, because I'm like, what's going on? And then he lays down on top of me. He was trying to seduce me," the Star Trek Discovery actor added. "I don't know if I would have used that language. But I was aware that he was trying to get with me sexually." The House of Cards star apologized to Rapp on October 29, saying he did not remember the incident after more than 30 years. He said in a statement, "But if I did behave as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior." He then claimed that Rapp's claim has encouraged me to address other things in my life, saying that though he had relationships with both men and women, I choose now to live as a gay man. He was immediately slammed by gay activists for only coming out in a bid to divert attention from the severity of his alleged actions. Sarah Kate Ellis, president of the LGBTQ group GLAAD, said he only revealed he is gay to deflect from allegations of sexual assault. "This isn't a coming-out story about Spacey, but a story of survivorship by Anthony Rapp and those who speak out about unwanted sexual advances," Ellis tweeted. Lesbian writer Jenny Hagel said on Late Night with Seth Meyers, "I have a lot of problems with Kevin Spacey's statement. It is inappropriate to respond to an accusation of pedophilia by saying I'm gay," she added, saying his statement appeared to be justification for a crime. And gay advice columnist Dan Savage tweeted, "I'm sorry, Mr. Spacey, but your application to join the gay community at this time has been denied." Since Rapp made his allegations, Spacey has been hit by at least 10 other claims. Richard Dreyfuss' son Harry called him a sexual predator in an article he wrote for BuzzFeed. Dreyfuss said Spacey repeatedly put his hand on his thigh during a reading with his father for the play Complicit in London. At the time Dreyfuss was 18 and Spacey was 49. Over the course of about 20 seconds, centimeter by centimeter, Kevin crawled his hand from my thigh over towards my crotch. My mind went blank, the younger Dreyfuss wrote. Suddenly, he had completed his journey and now he had all of me in his hand. I stopped reading the script and my eyes went wide. I lifted up my head and faced him. Looking into his eyes, I gave the most meager shake of my head that I could manage. I was trying to warn him without alerting my dad. I thought I was protecting everyone, added Dreyfuss, now 27. I thought I was protecting my dad's career. I was protecting Kevin, who my dad surely would have tried to punch. I was protecting myself, because I thought one day I'd want to work with this man." Kevin had no reaction and kept his hand there. My eyes went back to the script and I kept reading. A lawyer representing Spacey said in a statement, "Let me be clear, Mr. Spacey absolutely denies the allegations." Filmmaker Tony Montana claimed Spacey groped him in 2003 at the Coronet pub in Los Angeles. "He was telling me to come with him, to leave the bar. He put his hand on my crotch forcefully and grabbed my whole package," Montana told Radar Online. Montana claimed Spacey then followed him into the bathroom and said he suffered from PTSD for 6 months after the incident. Actor Robert Cavazos, who is 24 years younger than Spacey, has described picnics with actors when Spacey was artistic director of the Old Vic Theatre in London, when he would touch them inappropriately. "I myself have had a couple of nasty encounters with Spacey that were on the verge of being called harassment," Cavazos wrote on Facebook. "In fact, if I had been a woman I probably wouldn't have hesitated to identify them as such, but I guess the lack of a direct or aggressive action led me to justify the incident as one of those things." "There are many of us who have a Kevin Spacey story," added Cavazos. "It seems like you only needed to be a man under 30 for him to feel free to touch us. It was so common that it turned into a very bad joke amongst us." An unidentified past and present workers on House of Cards told CNN that he turned the set into a toxic work environment with continual sexual harassment. One production assistant said Spacey cornered him in the actor's trailer and made inappropriate contact. "I told him, I don't think I'm okay with this," the man told CNN. Spacey became visibly flustered and left for the day. Rumors have surrounded Spacey's sexuality ever since Esquire magazine ran a piece called "Kevin Spacey Has a Secret?" in 1997. The year after he won his other Oscar, as Best Supporting Actor in The Usual Suspects. His publicist said at the time that Spacey categorically refutes the statement made in the current issue of Esquire magazine which implies that he personally came out last spring while playing Jim Williams in the film Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Williams, an antiques dealer, was charged with murdering his gay lover. In 1999 Spacey told Playboy that the Esquire article had some benefits for his love life. "There are a few women who think the article might be true," he said. "It's a challenge for them, they want to be the ones to turn me around. I let them." The same year the Sunday Times directly asked him if he was gay. "The answer to that is no, but why should it matter?" Spacey responded. "Until the media stop using sexuality as a weapon against public figures, they will always lag behind ordinary, regular folk." Since then he has mainly talked about maintaining his privacy. "Everybody has the right to a private life no matter what their professions are," he told Gotham magazine in 2007. But while hosting this year's Tony Awards he made 4 gay jokes, including one talking about his American Beauty co-star Chris Cooper. "Last time I saw Chris we had such a good time. He kissed me in the garage and then shot me in the kitchen. And then we did a film called American Beauty together." He also dressed as Norma Desmond from Sunset Boulevard and started singing "I'm Coming Out" before stopping and saying "Wait, no wait." Since the allegations about Spacey's aggressive sexual behavior became public, his career has gone into free fall. Netflix announced it would cut all ties with him, in effect ending the 6-year run of House of Cards and putting the release of his movie Gore into doubt. Media Rights Capital, which produces House of Cards, said, "While we continue the ongoing investigation into the serious allegations concerning Kevin Spacey's behavior on the set of House of Cards, he has been suspended, effective immediately." His next movie, All the Money in the World, in which he plays the aging John Paul Getty, is due out of December 22. He had been heavily tipped for an Oscar nomination, but now filmmakers Sony are unlikely to mount a campaign for him, Entertainment Weekly reported. Spacey's publicist,